for the last week has been nothing like what I expected, right? So it's good to kind of throw a curveball in there. So step 5 is play prison life. Hey, this is Dave from SGC. As you know, tomorrow is March 18th, which is supposed to be a big day. John Doe, the community, just wreaking havoc. And if you like and subscribe, I'm not guaranteeing this, but there's a chance you might not be hacked. Hopefully none of us are hacked, to be honest. In this video, we're going to go over 5 steps in order to safeguard yourself from falling prey to John Doe and the community, which, as you know, could be completely disastrous. But these are 5 steps that should pretty much safeguard you from being hacked. Okay, so this is step 1 out of the 5 steps to better safeguard yourself against attacks from John Doe and the community. Okay? And step 1 seems very obvious, to the point where I'm sure all of you are going to be like, I know, but you know what? Sometimes it's the obvious things that are overlooked, right? So, step 1 is email verification. Can't stress that enough. And in all honesty, this goes for a majority of things online. You always want to make sure that if applicable, if you're able to do it, via whatever program you're using, you want to make sure your email is verified. And not just that the email is verified, because that's step 1 of step 1. The second part to this, which is crucial for all kinds of things, everything, passwords. The password needs to be something that is not obvious and is long. If I had a dime for every time I used the password muffin14, which I am now going to change, tomorrow we all know what's supposed to be happening. So I would say, even if you have a good solid password, people say it's often a good idea to change it every 6 months. I say change it today, right? Because you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to, and it may not happen to you. It might not happen to you, but I would say it would feel a lot better knowing that it's more than likely not going to happen if you take these steps than to just kind of go, well, I'm going to wing it, see what happens. Okay, now, step 2 in our 5-step process here to better protect yourself is step verification. Step verification helps your account be protected. And just to go over it, because I'm sure you know, anytime you log in from a new device, your verified email, step 1, gets notified. So that means if you're just out doing whatever and your account somehow ends up, popping up from a different device, a device that you are not privy to, you have no idea, it's not yours, boom, And then that can lead you, to the next part of this. Same page, secure sign out. Now, right there, say you get an email, right? And it's from some random tablet, and you don't have that type of tablet, So now because your email is verified, that somebody else is on your account. Okay, now, instead of being like, well, what do I do about that? Feeling stuck, right? Which is not a good feeling. Boom, you go down to secure sign out, sign out of all other sessions. Done. So whoever got your access, their access onto your account, got all your information, they're done. They can't be on it. Then you can go in, change everything you need to change, and you will be completely good. You won't have to worry about another thing. Now, this doesn't mean that you shouldn't check into this more, because who knows how the other person and John Doe and the community, they could just, they could have all kinds of access to things that we're not even aware of. I know for a fact there's been all kinds of problems here. So that means they're in the system. They could be in your system. But this is a good way to at least feel like you have some kind of control over the situation. Okay, so step 4, huge. I cannot even stress how important this step is. Because step 4 involves making sure you go on privacy, and it's who can message me. Which normally, whatever, friends. Some people might think, hey, I don't care. I want anyone to message me. And in a perfect world, that'd be great. But we're dealing with John Doe in the community, specifically with tomorrow. And I have been messaged frequently by John Doe. And I've had links sent to me. I've had threats. All of these things have happened. And I had it set on anyone. Everybody in the office had it set that way. And we had to go through and look at our settings and change them. Because the worst thing ever is getting a message from somebody. Because you're looking at it and, if you're like me, you're like, well, who is this? And you start getting involved. I mean, I got the link, and normally I wouldn't even bother with the link sent to me, but I was so invested in this that I immediately took the link and ran with it. So it's crucial that you make sure that whoever can message you is who you decide should be able to message you. Friends is pretty standard, I would think, right? I mean, that's a good indication as to how, you should go about things. There is a setting here, though. No one. And that seems, at first glance, that seems a bit harsh. And I, a week ago would have thought, that's ridiculous. I don't even know why that's there. But trust me, after getting those messages from John Doe, and who knows, maybe John Doe and friends, aka the community, Cryptic Data, all of them, messaging me under the name John Doe, it was annoying, it was frustrating, and in hindsight, I wish I had it set to no one. And, if you're gonna do that, even if you're just thinking about it, at least, do it tomorrow. Because tomorrow is gonna be the day, right? So even if you have it on for just the day, that would kind of, I don't know. I'm going to just leave it that way because I just, I hardly ever use the message feature on here. And the only time I've really been using it is when this person, John Doe, has been engaging with me in regards to this whole thing. So I think that, in general, you may want to just look at what you have set for this on the privacy page and think, what do I really want here? Because do you want everyone, friends, followers, users, followers, and people who follow you? Like, there's different ways to go about it. And even if for tomorrow you just want to do it, just no one or friends only. That can't hurt. I went with no one because the way things have been going with this whole John Doe thing, he could hack into their account and then start messaging you as your friend, not even being the person you think is messaging you. So you're going to get, this person all of a sudden you get all this stuff or a link you're not aware of, all kinds of cryptic things going on. You don't need that. So I personally am just setting it to no one because, in all honesty, I feel like that's more reliable, especially for tomorrow. Will I keep it that way? Probably not, no. But for tomorrow, it's going to make me feel a little bit better in regards to the messages at least I've been receiving. Because I'm not enjoying that at all. Now, on this page, after you go over who can message you, there's also who can chat with me in the app and who can chat with me in-game. Now, I have those set to friends and everyone, which is normally the case, right? But if I go here, set that the way it should be set, who can chat with me in app, you have options, friends or no one. I personally am going to go with no one because I'm just going to do it. I don't want to even take a chance, especially tomorrow. And then I'll go in, and I mean, you can change this whenever you want. It's not permanent. It's not set in stone. You can do whatever you want with it. So for right now, I've got no one in. Who can chat me in game? No one. And that way, I've got all the way down the line. No one, no one, no one, and we're good. At least I feel good on my end. And like I said, you can go and you can do this whenever you want. You can alter it every day if you really want to. But for me, especially given what's going on with John Doe in the office, the community, and tomorrow especially, I feel like this is the best bet for me. Now, step 5. I'll admit, it's a little unconventional. Not what you may think. And we've been through all the other steps that are all important. But step 5, I decided to think outside the box a little bit because this whole thing for the last week has been nothing like what I expected, right? So it's good to kind of throw a curveball in there. So step 5 is play prison life. And you may think, what are you talking about? Why would that be a step? And here's my thought on this. Now, hear me out. So, besides it being a fun game, you know, I don't think John Doe can really effectually hack into this game in the sense that there are so many people. It would literally, in order to get everyone in this game and go through all of them and hack everybody, he would have to have a vast legion of hackers. Now, you may say, well, what about the community? But I really personally don't think, and I'm saying this, and maybe I shouldn't be saying this, I don't think the community's that big. So I think it's safety in numbers, right? You play this game, you're having fun, you're not hiding, you're not afraid. You're playing a game, you're having fun, but you're also not really too concerned because he'd have to come after everyone, you know, and maybe he'll go. Maybe he'll go there. Maybe he'll take a couple of people. But there's so many people. And if you see him, right, and again, it's tough. It's tough to figure out because he could hack into an account, use that account, go in there, and cause a complete and utter issue. And he might not look like John Doe, right? But I still think safety in numbers, a lot of people, and that's what I'm going to be doing tomorrow. You know, I'm going to be making sure my password isn't Muffin14, right? One of the steps, changing that up. And I'm going to be playing Prison Life. And maybe I'll see you there. So that is the 5 steps to trying to secure your account from the potential hazard that's going to happen tomorrow from John Doe and the community. I understand there's a lot of people who are like, no, this is ridiculous. You don't know what you're talking about. You know, hopefully I don't. But I know what's happened here. There has been all kinds of problems for the last 2 weeks. It's been ridiculous to the point where, you know, we have no idea where files are. Computers aren't working. We've had to scrap whole segments of things we were going to do because of this. I've gotten messages from John Doe. I got a link that corrupted one of the computers here from John Doe. I know what happened. I've been contacted numerous times, several times on camera. I contacted him and got a response, and that's the link that corrupted the entire computer. So I know what's happening on my end. I'm sure of it. That's no doubt in my mind whatsoever. So, you know, I'm safe in my judgment call here. I feel like I'm doing the right thing, you know, and I urge you to look into these 5 steps. Okay? I'd like to thank you all for watching. Make sure to hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe and tune in because I will be here on the 18th because they're making me work. I'm going to stress that again. They're making me work on the 18th. None of these other guys are going to be here. Just me. You know, I wanted to bring my puppy. They're like, no, deal. Maybe I can get some food out of the deal. I don't know. I'm sure there's no pizza left. Seems to be a thing. But I'm going to be here playing. And I'm going to be on Roblox. So tune in on March 18th to see what happens. And hopefully it's nothing. Thanks again for watching.